And we're live here on the LI Sports Network, a varsity matchup between Sachem and KPC. These two teams towards the top of the varsity standings here in the Suffolk County High School Hockey League. Sachem 7-3-0 through their first 10 games. On the other side, the Knights 6-4-0 through their first 10 games. We've seen this matchup once before. Back on September 19th, it was a shellacking for the Braves against the Knights. 11-3 the final score, and Sachem took that matchup all the way to the bank. In their recent games, KPC are 3-2 with losses to East Islip and St. Anthony's. Sachem are also 3-2, also with losses to East Islip and St. Anthony's. Important wins for these two teams? Well, I mean, funny thing, now I'm truly looking at it, they actually have literally the same 5 games played most recently, obviously just on different dates and different scores. For KPC, it was loss against St. Anthony's 4-3, win against Pat Med 9-0, win against Northport Huntington 4-3, lost against East Islip 11-3, and then won against Ward Melville 7-2. On the other side, 12-5 win for Sachem against Ward Melville, lost to East Islip 7-4. You get the point. I just find it funny that these two teams played the exact same matchups in a row as we're live for the first period, 15 minutes on the clock and ticking down. The narrative about what I feel this varsity season is parity, and these two teams are part of the cause of that. Contesting against other top teams in the league, getting important wins, both of them obviously in the last 5 with wins against Northport Huntington, who have played close games against Smithtown Hauppauge. Smithtown Hauppauge lost to St. Anthony. St. Anthony's lost to East Islip. East Islip lost to Smithtown Hauppauge. It's just a big circle. As the puck comes back to Volpe as he tries to play it forward, taken away, passed out in front for Saunders. Ciafrone stepped in front of it and looks to clear the zone. Another takeaway for Sachem. Put it on net, and it's shimmied off to the side. Taking a look at the stats for these two teams, Sachem giving up 3 goals per game, KPC 3.8. As we have a rush ahead, could be an early test save made, rebound out in front, pops into the blue paint, and it's swallowed up. 13:58 as we get our first whistle, 1:02 gone by. These teams give up relatively the same amount of goals against, but the big advantage, Sachem scoring 7.7 goals per game, KPC 5.4 goals per game. So you can expect probably a little bit less than those two totals, as the defense is likely not going to give up that much. Calberer scoring the most goals per game for his team with a total of 13 on the season. And Hladzinski scoring 9 leads the way for KPC. As we have the net off its mooring, so we'll take a slight pause. Puck coming down low. Girolamo made a couple of saves to start off. Calberer sends it in front, one-on-one with the goaltender. Save is made, scramble on into the blue paint, and it pops off to the perimeter. Jackson Murray shuts down a 5-star opportunity for the Braves as they'll go back to center ice, reloading on the offense. Might have to take back my point about these defenses holding strong, as there's been great opportunities on either end. Another turnover in the left circle. Sachem with it again. They'll rim it around down low. Orman pinches it against the boards, slides a pass, but accidentally to Coco. He'll clear the zone. Coco with a C on his chest, setting it down to the left wing corner. Marcus will collect for the Braves. Send it to the near side. Trapani. Lots of pressure on him. Leo trying to force the turnover, but the Braves have plenty of bodies down at their goal line, and now a long outlet pass. Calberer in, down low, shot saved. Dropping in the butterfly once again was Jackson Murray, just robbed one of the league's best scorers of a good opportunity. Another 50-50 puck in the right wing corner. DeLeo, good job to force it through. Flipped in at the end line and will go caroming all the way down for Roman Cruz. Cruz turns the corner, leaves it off. Drago poking it ahead, and it's back for Cruz. Slides it through a crowd. Good poke check on Volpe to hold the zone. Looking off for Anderson. Couldn't knock it out of the air. It slides off to the far perimeter. Just barely out. Abrams with a little bit of space to work. Cruz quickly onto his heels. Pass whipped across and almost tipped into the net. Follow-up shot goes high above the bar. Long ranger, save, one, rebound. And another nice stop. And we'll get our first penalty of the game with 11:10 remaining in the first period. KPC's bench likes what they see. Face-off taken by the Knights. Look to send it out in front, stick to side. Volpe trying to walk it down and turns it over. Kalber puts another tester in on Jackson Murray. Sticks it aside and it's back off for Volpe. To the far point, good step up from Pena. Sachem looking to go high off the glass and will rim all the way down into the offensive end. Murray will once again leave it for Volpe. He'll try to build some speed behind his own net. Volpe gets the drop. Looks to cut up through the center of the ice. Volpe down Main Street, shot hit off a stick. Under 50 to play in the power play opportunity. Suafron, a nice shot. Gets it to Volpe, down low on the doorstep, once again shut down. DiGirolamo with a nice save. Another one in his face, makes a follow-up as well. Gets it in the glove this time. DiGirolamo with a great sequence right there. Goalie's always got to be the best penalty killer. That's true so far for Sachem. He's getting some taps from his team. Haberman dumps in on the backhands. Twirled around by Sachem. Wristed out of the zone as it banks into the offensive end. Murray will step out of his crease. Uses his paddle trying to bank it off for Coco. Does get to number 92. Rolls it to the far side. Haberman had it jousted away, and we're back to 5-on-5. 6 minutes gone by in the first period here in this varsity matchup. Trapani, trouble with the rolling puck, looks ahead for Saunders, taking away Jacobs, looks across ice, good passing, and the shot was partially interrupted. John Moody with a good little stick check right there to shut down the opportunity. Puck back to the far point, drive on net, blocked in front, Sachem, home run pass, looking for a breakaway opportunity, one-on-one with the goaltender, he scores, Drago to open it up. 1-0 for Sachem. Saunders tapping it out. Centering feed comes back to Saunders. Backhand, had too much traffic in front of him. Glove down at the far point. KPC hold the zone maybe just for a second as it's smacked out. Back to their own blue line. Jack Scott looking up ice. More opportunities for Sachem as they race to the goal line. Pass for Saunders, trying to jam it home on the goal line. He scores! Signal came through from the ref. It's 2-0 Sachem. Back to center ice we go. Already a multi-goal lead before even half this period has ticked by for Sachem. Volpe goes D to D as the Knights look up ice. Tipped by Abrams, and it will sail all the way down for an icing. Kalber wins the face-off. Back a quick wrister flies above the crossbar. Volpe slides it through the blue line. Instantly taken back and dumped in by Matt. Władzinski couldn't hit Abrams on his tape. Sachem take it back in their own zone. Another D-to-D pass. Roman Cruz are looking for some options. Long Karam off the boards, almost taking a brave bounce. Trapani will dump it in. Murray has to make the save. Goes off for Volpe. Smacks it ahead, has some teammates there to follow it up. Abrams, another stretch pass, couldn't knock it down, so it's back for Pena. Up to Kalber at the red line. Shifts off to his left side. Squeaks through a check there. Kalber trying to pull up. He was twisted around. Still could have found a centering pass for a second before Ciafrone stepped in front of it. Down at the goal line. Puck broken out of the pack. Kalber trying to hold the zone, but he was a second too late. Pena will once again dump in. 6 minutes remaining in the first period. Potentially another breakaway opportunity. Sachem almost into a 4-on-2 past the blue line. Shut down by Haberman. Puck still pinned on the far boards. Ciafrone keeps it there again. Now moving down to the left wing corner. 5 players there all fighting for it. Ekes free and held alive in the offensive zone for Sachem. Haberman trying to rim it around to the far side. Hit the stick but kept in by Lorette. Anderson trying to get through a forest of trees. It's over to James. Nice little sauce pass. Pena with a lot of contact that pops out. This could be a breakaway and will be. Honigman, a shot save made. Puck will be covered up as well. 2-on-1 upcoming. Kalber, wrister, rings it off the bar, and it deflects out of play. Face-off will go into the left side. Kalber to step up for it. One back by Coco. Airmailed and into the offensive end. Coco racing forward into the bottom right circle. Slides it out in front. Rebound comes back to him. Dances to the slot. A shot testing down low. Redirected off to the other side. Volpe pinching into the play now, covered at the near point. He looks for a centering feed, and once again it's intercepted by Sachem. Here comes Kalber, accelerating through the neutral zone, dragging off to the right side and has it poked away from his grasp. Volpe will get it back into a KPC break. They could go 4-on-3 past the blue line. Drop pass, good move into the slot, dancing for a shot, and the cover-up comes through. DiGirolamo once again making a great stop for Sachem. Face off from DeLeo, down low, and it deflects and goes in. KPC get on the board. Back to center ice we go into a one-goal game again. Puck pinched, Cruz comes away with it. Couldn't get it around the stick at DeLeo, but it was weak and through. Stepped up now by KPC. Another good stick check there from Cruz. Wraps it through the traffic. Saunders going to be the first one to it. Pulling up at the goal line. Saunders looking middle. Too many players in front of him to weave it around. Taken back by Saunders on the backhand. Spills it off wide to the left. Volpe the first one onto it. Directed back towards the net and now sent away. DeLeo slides around that check, but got a little clip of it. 3 minutes to go here in the first period. Jacobs, nice little spin move. Shakes past the blue line. Puck pops three for Sachem, trying to find the clear. It's up to Cruz, but couldn't get his stick on it. Dumped back in and will be an icing to the offensive end. Sachem go. Jacobs settles a spinning puck. Couldn't twirl it around the boards. Turnover comes out in front. What a save! Murray sliding down to the ice. Robs a goal. It stays 2-1. Brought in now. Orister wide to the left. Karam's off the end boards, and Sachem have plenty of skates going forward. Jacobs pinched into the boards. Takes it away anyways. Jacobs to the high slot. Shot blocked in front of him by Lorette. Almost hit from behind by Kalber. That would have hurt, but another centering feed somehow goes back to the goal line. KPC looking dangerous on this offensive shift. I spoke a little too soon as it's out for Horman. To the opposite side. Kalber with options. Kalber, nice little dangle out in front. His shot is saved by Murray. Net came a little free from the moorings. The referees will spot that out as well. We'll take a pause with $1:55 to play in the first. And a replay of that amazing save. Sachem not hemmed in for long as they'll look to break the puck past the blue. Anderson with control. Takes a push from Ciafrone. Ciafrone swipes on the backhand into the offensive end, looks for the forecheck, but it's instantly sent away by Sachem. Past the blue line again, Anderson cutting across the slot, a shot, rebound, sits on the post, and somehow the scramble goes KPC's way. Honigman across. Mezasama couldn't do anything with that puck. Back for Hladzinski, will send it into his own end. Ebley will skate on top of it. An outlet pass to the far side. Not a lot going for Honigman. Gives it behind his own net. The clear was once again shut down by Anderson. Second opportunity. Sent the leg to the ice and should be an icing. .51 ticks remaining in this first period. 2-1 the score in favor of Sachem. Kalber after it. Goes to the far point. Shot blocked. Haberman looking for options. Long pass. Went under the stick of Coco. Agrilla couldn't find the centering feed as Kalber ripped it off his stick, charging forward. Swipes it past Coco. Kalber almost through the blue line, should be called offsides as his team try to check up. Cruz falls down on his edge with 10 seconds left in the first period. Kalber still going hard against Scott, takes the puck away into the circle, feeds it high slot, one-timer goes on net, rebound comes in, and KPC take it away, and the clock hits triple zeros. After 15, 2-1 score in favor of Sachem. We'll be right back here on the LI Sports Network.
Races. A self-chip. Splits through the D. Is going to get a breakaway chance. Shoots and scores!
They were surging. Kearney, near point shot, goes wide. Now out in front, backhand shot, they score! It's Blaschuk!
Booth holding the spot for him, keeps it in. Self-chip off the wall. Booth out front to Wagner, they score!
Now McFadden, full head of steam in. McFadden want to move. McFadden scores!
And we're back here on the LI Sports Network. Start of the second period as we'll get the puck drop from center ice. 2-1 the score early on in this varsity matchup between KPC and Sachem. The Braves took it the last time we saw these two teams play. Bounced out to a 2-0 lead before DeLeo got his team back in it with one. Sachem trying to go right back to the attack. DeLeo onto it again, sliding it forward, taken away. Puck dumped in. DeLeo, a sweeping strike, couldn't get it away. Followed up by Borzamato. Look to elevate it high. Sachem find the steal and wheel it up ice. Through the blue line now. Stoltenberg got it to the goal line but lost it. Up again for DeLeo, selling out for that play. Hladzinski held the zone, but it did get past Boramazzo. Volpe back in and just barely called offsides. Puck drop at center. One back by Sachem. They'll bank it off the boards. KPC will wrist it into the corner. Pena collects on his backhand, rolling puck. Gives it away to a grill at the goal line, but it went under his stick. Sachem another bit at this. Some punishment over on the near boards. Referee saying the play on. Haberman a long shot. Off to the left side. Plucked off the wall. Tap for Abrams. Challenged. Got through it. Pena couldn't clear. Agrilla centering feed. Shut down by Horberman. Trapani slides it left. Horman needing some support, gets it from Kalber into the left circle. Kalber looking to dance out in front. Now we're on the wrap attempt. We'll just bring it wide for the one-timer. Save made and covered up. We'll get some pushing and shoving after the whistle, as Sachem definitely went crashing into the crease there. Anderson stepping in for the right circle draw. Back is Moody. Shifts around to check. Whip to the far side, and Sachem have space. Starting the attack from the right wing. Centering feed. Ebley got it. Anderson stole it away. Anderson on the backhand. Leaves it behind him. Siafron. Good check right there. Sent to the blue line, now back to the slot. Centering feed again, and Anderson pokes it wide. Anderson trying to pick it around the boards. Once again, sandwiched by Siafron there. Clear is not going KPC's way as it's wrapped down below the goal line. Good physicality from Hladzinski, joined by Siafron. Sneaks into the left wing corner. KPC still battle for it. Siafron, good stick lift, but it pops for another shot. Murray got it in the leather. Face off one forward. KPC break it into the zone. Cruz breaks up the play partially. Brought in deep. Jacobs will pinch on the play. Tapping it back for his forwards. Cruz twists it around. Held by Coco. Looking towards the middle. Has Scott off to his right side. Leaves it behind him. Pascal. Little shimmy. Looking to go back the other way. Kalber will challenge him. Pascal takes it. Clean control left circle. Plenty of room to shoot. Not going to rip it yet. Then tests it down low. Jacobs once again to hold the zone. Kalber in front of him. Twists it on the backhand a little bit deeper. Finally, it will side through, and KPC have to reset. Coaching staff on the far bench want a few more opportunities on a long offensive shift like that. Long pass for Cruz. Attacking with Kalber. Leaves it behind him. Shot. Kalber. Rebound. They score. 3-1 now for Sachem, and the captain gets on the score sheet. Not going to see a three-man rush played better than that. KPC finally find the clear. Looking for a long shot snapped above the crossbar. Plodzinski, the lone man, back on defense, making a good play as the puck will pop over to Anderson. Looking towards the middle right now. Slides it through some traffic. Shot down low and they score. It's another one in the same minute for Sachem. 4-1 game. Shot popped above the crossbar. Centering feed, another test. This time Murray finds it into the leather. An important save right there to stem the bleeding. Long pass, just barely shut down by Sachem. Whip it into the offensive end. Haberman almost on the forecheck to create a turnover. Would have had an empty net to shoot at. Brown operating the near point, now getting involved in the play. Haberman will back him up as the scrum breaks out 10 feet below him. Pops free for Saunders. On the backhand, gets it over. Stoltenberg racing off to the far point, jousted off of his stick, and it's back for Moody. Down low. Shifts it around, 1-4 checker. Brown spun around. He'll turn it away. Horman gives it to his defensive core. Marcus looking for options. Ahead for Saunders and a little bit away from his reach. It's Brown with it now. Pass intercepted by Moody. Leaves it. Stoltenberg with room to shoot. He scores! A long-range wrister. It's 5-1 Sachem. Another dump in. This time will be covered up. Anderson trying to win the faceoff with his skates. It's wrapped around and put in front. Volpe will get onto the loose puck in the corner. Pops free. Sachem another shot. Rebound. Lost in the padding of Murray, and now he'll get the whistle. Another shot quick off the draw. Honigman looking for control, sends a long pass. This could be a breakaway for KPC. Honigman racing towards the middle, gets the pass in front. What a save! DiGirolamo once again with a robbery on the doorstep. Coco gets it back. KPC needs some goals right now, down by 4. Halfway gone by in this period. Means halfway gone by in this game. Kalberer, dangerous, past the blue line, cuts middle on his forehand, through a 4-6, slides it in front, shot save Murray, rebound opportunity, whistles wide left. Kalberer couldn't handle it off the boards either, so it'll be a breakout for KPC. Ahead now for Coco, finds some room, down Main Street. Coco with passing options, taps it out in front, no shot, got ripped. Good news for Sachem as they'll play it below the goal line. A physical battle breaking out there. 3-on-2 in favor of the Braves. It ekes out to the far side. Wrapped back down low. Pena will pick it up on his backhand and has plenty of space on the near boards. Shifts back one check. Leaves it all for his teammate in Trapani. Trapani through the blue line. Finds the middle in the slot. Slides it to the left side. Pena a shot. Rings off the bar and stays out. Pena on the follow-up. Crunched down by Coco. KPC somehow coming away with that mess, and Coco got back onto his skates. Cuts through the blue, looking off to his left, passes off, and the shot will go wide to the right side. Sachem once again with control. Kalberer somehow lost it in his skates, a rare mistake from him, but it works for Trapani. Whistles a shot wide left. Minute of breakneck action. Hladzinski not slowing down either. You see his jersey blowing in the wind. Looks to send it behind him. Saunders getting into a battle. It's rimmed around to DeLeo. Another backhand centering feed. Somehow rebounds off to Volpe. Blasts it towards the net. Karam's off the end boards and another clear. Another breakaway as well. Here comes Saunders. In on net. He scores! Backbreaker for Sachem. Up 6-1. Back to center ice we go. Sachem making this a blowout of a game as I'm joined by the wonderful Ryan Brannigan. Brought in and coming into the game is Burke. He'll make his first save in relief for Murray. Shot rang off the post. Spills off onto the near side. Stoltenberg pinched it around. KPC take it and trying to clear on the weak side of the ice. Just barely fired forward. Haberman, lots of speed behind his steps. Whistles a shot wide left. Jacobs trying to hold it in. Can't. Too many players were there from KPC, but he'll slow down the play at a minimum. .5:14 remaining in the second period. And if you want to go and look over at the box score, well, you'll see one thing. A Sachem goal, a Sachem goal, a Sachem goal, and another Sachem goal. There are 4 unanswered here in the second period. Party got started by Gillen, continued by Pena, rocking by Stoltenberg, and finally finished off by Saunders. KPC now with a breath. Abrams barreling down the slot. Poked off his stick by Cruz, and Sachem once again can find a clear. Under 5 to play in the second period. Cruz onto another race. Backhand swipes it out of the corner. He's been flying all over the sheet today. Cruz, this time pinched. Centering feed taken away by Sachem as they step in front of it. Another opportunity, and Brown couldn't get the shot through. His stick was tied up. Here comes Kalberer. Jukes it past one. Puck popped into the air, somehow comes back to Kalberer. Snaps the shot and scores! You gotta be kidding me, Kalberer! I don't know how that puck gets back to him. and how he buries it so efficiently. But it's another goal for Sachem. They're up 7-1. Cruz, good edge work, but it's taken away. Honigman gets it out in front. The backhand spin shot from Ciafrone was shut down. Anderson takes it, looking up ice. His pass was interrupted. Banks back for Pena. Spins it off the high glass and out of the zone. KPC still have to reset. Pena, another hard pass off the board. Spit right back at him. Stretched over to Jacobs. Instantly shot it out of the zone. .330 remaining in the second period. Score 7-1. My name's Kevin Brodder, joined by the wonderful Paul Trentini, the illustrious Gabe Takuri. Behind us, Ryan Brannigan and Wally Mitchell on the South Rink for some JV matchups. We have one more varsity game today as a rebound almost spilt back in front of the goal as Sachem can smell some more blood in the water. 3:06 to play in the second period. They've scored 5 unanswered here in the middle. Most recent coming from the captain, Kalber, as our fancy graphic showed his 13th goal of the season. Anderson, a dog onto the puck in the left wing corner. Slides a little bit up the wall. Held now by 4 different members, 2 from either team. Finally broken out of the pack, but then put right back in as now we're going to get a whistle. Could be getting a slashing call here. So it looks like we will get a member from KPC into the box. Or is this just going to be a hand pass? Went a little too early. Just going to be a hand pass, face off to center ice. This is why I'm not a referee. Draw one by Coco, around for Volpe. Fires it to the blue line where it's intercepted by Moody. A D-to-D pass, and now Sachem control cleanly. Trapani on the near side. Giving off to Kalber. Breaks past the blue line and pulls up. Kalber up top. Marcus Arister easily blocked down by Coco, and they'll clear the zone off of it. Marcus will get back onto it. Trapani gives again to Kalber. Kalber shimmies right. Taken away by Volpe. Here's Coco with it again. Little room on the near side. Horman giving a hard time. Hladzinski to follow up the play. Hladzinski shakes free, and a shot is again above the crossbar. Still in the offensive end for Volpe. Tips around one, trying to dive around his second, but it's poked off his stick, and once again Marcus has it. Fires a pass into the boards, and it deflects out of the zone. 1:43 remaining in the second period. Marcus with another opportunity to play it out. Gets it ahead to Trapani after it deflected. Lead pass, Kalber. Here he comes. Kalber can't get his second. Denied by Burke. Volpe on a long pass. Once again, great shift coming from number 42, John Moody. He got in front of another pass. That's another steal for him, just continuing to add to these statistics. Although I don't believe steals are tracked in the Suffolk County High School Hockey League, so I'm sorry, John. Shot down low. DiGirolamo looking for his second. That was a great shot. Knights just couldn't bury it. Feels like nothing's going their way in this period. Under a minute to play in the second. Moody somehow still out there. It's been a marathon for him. Still has gas in the tank. Accelerating up the right side. Shakes past a check on the far point. Moody on the backhand slid it behind him, but it was taken away by DeLeo. Instantly wheeled out. We have a loose stick on the ice being returned to the KPC bench. Haberman going back in his own zone. Stoltenberg could take it away. Down low, Stoltenberg on the wrap, sends it in front, jammed from the blue paint, but the net came off its moorings. Another 5-star opportunity set up by the forecheck of the Braves. Got to tip your caps to how hard these forwards have played. Haberman, a DDD pass, now gets it back. Twisted along the boards. Up for Cruz. Cruz shakes left. Cruz a shot, trying to get it through the legs of Haberman, but he closed the triangle quickly. Rattles around and goes out of the offensive end for Sachem as the clocks will finally hit 000 if you are a Knight player, because it's 5 unanswered goals in the second. We'll be right back here on the LI Sports Network. Sachem up big.
Good move here by Aravena. Fire scores! Caesar Aravena.
Maresca trying to clear as the Lions are in a little bit of trouble on this ship. Another turnover. Pass out in front. Watching her. Saved by Nasarino.
And a Carpich. Khan drops it back. Possession, the name of the game here. Plenty of open space to work with. Massarella chases behind. And Carpich leads the rush. Cuts across, hits Khan to the backhand. He scores!
Everyone thought they were going to get him, and then they traded down with Minnesota.
And we're back for the final 15 here on the LI Sports Network. Long shot saved by Burke. Rebound opportunity, and Burke another save. Tested twice within the first 10 seconds. Stoltenberg, another one, and this time it's snatched out of the air by the leather of Burke. Six-goal lead right now for Sachem. Another centering feed tried to make it 7, but it popped to the stick of Volpe, and he leads the charge forward. Twisted away from his stick. Popped off the high glass, but it'll be gloved down again. Sachem control. Long pass for Saunders. Couldn't get there in time as he was cut off by Hladzinski. Separated from the puck, and it's held alive by a nice defensive pinch. Shot on the outside of Volpe. Banks off the end boards. Takes a KPC bounce, and they will just barely eep it past the blue line. On the reload, here comes Cruz. A wrister, he scores! Trapani looking backwards to Pena. Flipped D to D. Good forecheck set up by KPC. Pena pinched into the boards, loses control of the puck. Assisted by his defensive partner, and a pitch off the high glass will just barely clear the zone as the far linesman lifted his hand. Stretched up to Trapani, but taken away by Jacobs. He finds the body, and it's back for Trapani. Hey, that rhymes. Dropped off, Kalber, a shot sticked aside by Coco. Never allowed it to get into Burke's wheelhouse. Loose puck. Kalber couldn't get there in time. It was a good play, but Trapani comes in for it again. Trapani a shot, rebound poked, but wide to the right side of the net. Karam's off to the perimeter, and one pass will clear it out for the Knights. Once again, my name's Kevin Broderick, joined by the amazing Paul Trentini. Long shot for Coco, not on target. Spills all the way out of the zone. Pena likes his angle. Pena splits the D, but has the puck poked away below the goal line. Pena traveling up the walls, twisting it down low. First 2:30 gone by in the period. Sachem look to get it back to their captain, Calber. Scored an unreasonable amount of goals this season. I believe he's up to 13 with the most recent. Anderson on a draw win. Moody with it now. Looks down low to the corner, centering feed. Anderson had his stick bottled up. DeLeo taking the opportunity to attack on the right side. DeLeo through two bodies. Nope, not the second, so it goes from Moody. Spun it up the boards, and Sachem find another breakout quickly. They'll skate 3-on-3 past the blue line. Long shot fought off by Burke. Karam's off to the corner. Onto the stick of Anderson. Slides it down low. Braves, another centering feed. Stepping in front of it was Sachem. Marcus couldn't hold the zone, but has Moody back for him. Moody, good edge work. Slides past the blue. Dips the pass to Anderson. Anderson a shot. Rebound high into the slot. Marcus a drive, and it's stopped by Burke. Poked at, and it will be whistled dead. Battle in the slot. Anderson almost won it. Comes back to Marcus. Looks onto the near point. Above the blue line. Another shot. Burke, blocker save. Whipped across to the far side. Sachem will airmail it into the right wing corner. Anderson picks it up with speed. There's Amato getting a good hit with Ladzinski to follow it up. Swept out in front, but into the skates of DeLeo. DeLeo trying to beat past Cruz. DeLeo sends it in front. The shot tapped wide left. Here's Anderson again. Just barely on sides, trying to feather the puck over to Cruz. Eight to 1 the score. 7-goal lead. As the captain Calber will handle the puck once again. Likes his attack. Calber drags, middle, backhand broken up. Somehow got that on net. That was a little magical from Calber. Long shot. Burke trying to get on top of it and does. Another whistle. One more game today will be between West Islip and Ward Melville. Lions 1-9-0 in the varsity division. The Patriots 3-7-0. Jacobs has Brown in front of him, hits it onto his tape, but it's jousted away from Brown. Cruz will take control and plays it on his own net. Gondolfo will go into the box for 2 minutes. That'll bring up a KPC power play. Hladzinski looking across for Volpe. Back to Hladzinski as they set up in the defensive ends. 15 seconds already drained off the clock. Saunders on the forecheck, but it's worked over to Ciafrone. Challenging 2. Chips it around Pena and will go all the way into the corner to collect it. Ciafrone still strong on the puck. Rims it around the boards. Sachem challenging there. Ciafrone winning it back. A shot goes off the outside of the net. Centering feed easily gobbled up by Sachem, and they'll send it all the way down. Hladzinski, outlet to Volpe. Swipes it. Now KPC break it in. Mezzasalma giving it to the weak side of the ice, but that's a turnover, and Sachem will happily clear on it. 1 minute gone by in the power play. 8:42 remaining in the third period. Coco sends it out in front. That was a great opportunity. Now another stretch pass. Stoltenberg on net. Can't score. Burke closed the 5-hole and prevented the shorty. Coco driving right on the blue line. Finally breaks it past. Looking off for Volpe. Volpe a shot. Fans on it. And over in time. What a save from the Sachem netminder. Haberman had Jacobs. Instead looks for a cute little move. Goes across the ice and KPC are in. Shot taken, rebound, controlled well, but KPC glove it down to keep it in the offensive end. Tipping below the goal line, and now we'll get a whistle. Leave net off its moorings. The call, 7:43 remaining in regulation. Only 1 second left in the power play as well. So KPC can take one more draw with the man advantage before we go back to 5-on-5. We'll come on the left side. And like that, we'll go back to even strength here at the rinks in Hauppauge. Half of this third period gone by. Intense battle at the goal line. 3-on-2 in favor of KPC, but the puck is tied up in all those skates. Squirts out to the left side of the scrum and carries over into the corner. Haberman back forward in the neutral zone, slides it past the offensive blue line, but it's intercepted by Marcus, and it'll wrap back to his defensive end. Marcus ahead. Sachem still patient on this clear. KPC also have to be very well aware of where Kalberer is. Pops up trying to win that joust against Jacobs. Still no clean control. Spills into Coco's hands. Taken away again by Sachem. This time it's off for Kalberer with Trapani into a 2-on-1. Trapani arrested on the near boards, and nothing's going to come of the play, at least as an immediate result of the rush. 6:20 to play in the third period. Puck in deep right now for Sachem. Taken away by KPC as it was a nice defensive stand by Haberman. Kalberer again with it. Gives it off. Long shot. A little bit off the left side of the left post. Kalberer will go off for a change. 6 minutes left in the third period. Sachem Trailer in the slot shot. Burke makes a nice save. Got back left in time. 5:42 in the final period. Cruz, long blast, saved down low by Burke, rebound. Travels along the goal line and Sachem have it. Good pressure coming from DeLeo. Pinched into the wall, taken back by Sachem. They look center again and it slides through and through. Another intercept for KPC thanks to DeLeo. Gets it out. Borzamato flies in on the forecheck as the puck flies past his face all the way to Scott, who will ice it down the rink. Referee's actually waving that off, so Cruz is going to have to do this the hard way. Takes a hit because of it. KPC swarming 3 on it right now. Gets by all of them and Anderson included, so it will be Ebley in his own zone. Nice wrister to DeLeo. DeLeo looking to cut through traffic. Takes a bump down to the goal line, sends it back up the wall, and it clears the zone all the way for Volpe. A D-to-D pass. They look for Borzamato into the zone, and the KPC still haven't reset. Shot through traffic, whistles wide of the crease. Anderson with speed. Gets the nice pass off. Burke tested. Shot went wide. Cruz onto it now for Kalber off the bench. Runs into his teammate on the perimeter. Under 4 minutes to play in the third period. Cruz to Pena. Fluttering puck gets past Kludzinski. Tipped off the high glass and out. Given up to Kalber. Lost it to Brown. Dumped into the zone. Brown, a nice shot. Rebound almost taken by Abrams. Kalber spins past the blue line, looking towards the middle. Brown got a little piece of that centering feed. Under 3 to play in the third period as the hits continue to be highly physical. Kalber looking for the loose puck into a 2-on-1. Shot fought off by Burke. Rebound spills back to Kalber. A backhander whizzes all the way through the high slot and out. Abrams smacks it in. High shot. Not much going there for KPC. Jacobs still trying to hold the zone, but a bad pass will go all the way down the ice. Haberman with it now. Pressured, turns it over. Slid out into the blue paint. Sachem dish it down low, looking for the return feed. Under 2 to play. Another centering bid. Moody at the blue line, walks right, passes left. Goes down low again. KPC is being toyed with a little bit right now with a $1:37 to play in regulation. All the way back from Marcus. As Sachem gonna move on to 8-3-0 here in the Suffolk County High School Hockey League, the varsity division. KPC will fall down to 6-5. Both of these teams have had impressive seasons so far, but Sachem taken both of these games against KPC. A spear check right there from Burke. Lost the stick as Saunders went flying in front of his face. KPC maybe with a feel-good goal in the dying minute of this game. Saunders will take it back, dishes on the backhand, but couldn't hit any of his teammates. Meza Salma couldn't get it around Trapani. Trapani passing it out in front. Burke a save and does rifle it away. Marcus, a bank pass off the wall, under 30 seconds to play. A dominant second period for Sachem. Count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 unanswered goals there. DeLeo with the lone tally for KPC all the way back in the first period. And the Braves offense continues to roll well into the month of November. One final puck drop should do it as Ciafrone races up the ice again. Lifted off of his stick, and Sachem will bring it below their goal line to kill off the final couple of seconds. An impressive victory for the Braves as they'll celebrate with their goaltender. 8-1 your final score here on the LI Sports Network. We'll be back for one more varsity game, West Islip versus Ward Melville. Once again, final score, 8-1, Sachem.